Duke, North Carolina, not only one of the big games of the year in and year out, but it is our free pick for tonight. Joe Duffy's picks. Again, we keep telling you, the earlier you buy our picks, the better for CLV. That is closing line value. We continue to move the line about a point and a half, sometimes 2 points per game. That's what happens when you've been winning for approaching 27 years publicly. We go 2-0 last night, led by Boston College, winning outright. Tonight, get 3 college basketball winners. It's led by a wise guy play. Quite frankly, Joe Duffy's picks is only for those who believe winning is the only option. Sweep again tonight. As last night we did sweep, and despite some brutal losses recently, 13-7 the last 20 with premium picks. Yes, especially after 2 nights ago. Got to admit, even though Boston College was a big underdog, got quite nervous once that game went into overtime, but we do cash in. Get long-term packages to access the plays early and immediately, but be on the right side of CLV tonight. 3 winners, premium plays at offshoreinsiders.com. Joe Duffy's picks, www.offshoreinsiders.com. Tonight it is a bonus winner. Now remember that in our official record we quote only premium plays. Every now and then we will pass along a premium play as a free pick. But tonight a bonus pick is Duke minus the 1.5 against North Carolina. One of the qualities that separates us, the Sharps, from the squares out there is when we analyze how a team plays on the road, we know that it's more travel than playing in front of a raucous crowd that can negatively affect the road team. Obviously, travel not quite an issue here, as the distance between these two schools is less, and I often go for quality takeout pizza here at the headquarters of offshoreinsiders.com. Now, the road team is 22-8 against the spread in the series, including the Blue Devils being 6-1 at UNC. It's not that home court is irrelevant in this series, but because of the lack of travel, it is about 1.5 points less than normal home court advantage is that the odds makers build into each and every game. We preach time and time again, handicapping is about exploiting an edge that squares might think is a small edge, but Sharp knows it's a big edge. If I could get a bonus 1.5 in my favor every single time I bet, her winning percentage would be that much better, and that's essentially what's happening in this series because of the lack of travel. The normal home court advantage is not here. Don't buy into that whole big rivalry, throw out the point spreads, etc. We've exposed that as a falsity, but more so in football. It's a little bit more true in basketball, but again, we've discussed that in other podcasts and videos. Blue Devils are 20-2 straight up against unranked opponents this season. Again, yes, they are laying a 1.5, and we just told you how important a 1.5 is, but that's really over long term when it comes to raising your winning percentage by just a point or 2. Now, Duke has won 4 of their last 5 road games. The only loss during that stretch came at Syracuse, which was number 2 at the time and was number 1 until they were knocked off last night. Well, they'll be number 1 until the next poll comes out, but you get the point. One of the best teams in the country. Only road loss, and it was in overtime by 2 points. Guess who's peaking at the perfect time? Duke has won 9 of their past 10 games, and as we said, the lone loss was in overtime to Syracuse. Duke has beaten 7 of those 10 opponents by 15 or more points. More importantly, they've covered 8 out of 9. 5 of those covers were by 11.5 or more, indicating the odds makers have not caught up to how much the Devils have improved. True, UNC on the surface appears to be on a pretty good spread run themselves, but listen to this, folks. Since December the 5th, they've only had 2 double-digit covers, so they've benefited from some close covers as during that span. They've actually had 4 Vegas setbacks of at least 12.5. So, again, it's about margin of cover, not spread record when you're trying to measure whether or not the odds makers are behind a team and how good they are, how bad they are, etc. And margin of cover certainly indicates Duke is the better team. They're playing tremendous basketball, much better than the odds makers realize they are. They are peaking at the right time. Look for the Blue Devils to win on the road again. Tobacco Road, that is. Joe Duffy's free picks for tonight. Duke is the very small 1.5 point road favorite. Again, Duke. We've got 3 winners for tonight, led by a wise guy play. Wise guy plays from Joe Duffy's picks have been the strongest play in the handicapping industry, literally for years. Okay, going back to the score phone days, we had 5-star plays, and then we switched them for reasons that not really all that important at this point. But anyway, our highest rated plays have always been the most anticipated play in the handicapping industry, really since I established myself fully in the early 90s, but going back to 1988 when my picks became public and I did become, I guess, kind of an overnight sensation on the internet, as winning will do that for you. Joe Duffy's Picks, www.offshoreinsiders.com.